You are live. We're live. We're live! Christina, you're supposed to send yourself down.
You literally told me to stay up here.
Well, now that you're up here, 5 minutes on the Pope.
Okay. Did you see the new picture that the Pope's media campaign put out today of him walking through the
Who didn't?
field?
Me.
He was walking through the field, like touching the wheat,
Nice.
like a gladiator. Gladiator? Is that what the?
Yeah.
That's the opening sequence too, or the ending sequence.
Does he live at the Vatican? Did they
Yes.
move there? Okay,
Yes.
so he has to leave Chicago.
Well, he hasn't been in Chicago for a while. He was stationed down in South America.
But he now lives in Vatican City.
Yes. He has he has multiple residencies, but like the main Pope apartment is in Vatican City.
Show me a picture of where the Pope lives.
If you see it, it's gonna be like the most disgusting thing you've ever seen. Like, it's gorgeous.
Oh, disgusting good. Got it.
Yeah, like disgusting, like you're supposed to be like a charity, like the world's largest charity, and this is how like the leader of your charity lives.
I'm familiar with modern people in power.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
All right. We've warmed up a bit. Let me welcome everybody to the crossover. Today is Friday, June 20th. Christina, how are you?
I'm doing well.
And Josh, how are you?
I'm just right in the middle. Good.
Okay. You just like ask me and then immediately move on, but that's fine. How are you, Chris?
Great.
2 days in a row? Are you a psycho?
I am great. You're going to see why in like 60 seconds. So welcome, everyone, one and all. We start with mail days. Josh, mail day?
Nope. Go ahead.
Nothing waiting for you after that long time away?
Just do your dumb mail day.
I have one. Can I go
sorry.
first?
Yeah, no, yeah, go, Christina.
Okay, I have four of the same card. I went on a shopping spree on eBay.
Actually, maybe you should go after mine because you have the better card, actually. Okay. No, you can go first. You can go first.
I think it's a better card. No, I don't. But like, no offense, but you'll find out why. Okay, so this is the 2024 Prism variation of Luka Doncic. Okay, this is the SP variation. And now, why, Christina, would you buy 4 copies of a singular card that doesn't have a parallel, is only a base? Like, what are you doing, right? You might ask yourself, I'm going full screen. Goodbye, people.
Okay.
Goodbye to the boys. This is why. Oh, wait, we want to see everyone's reaction. Hold on. Let me actually bring them back. This is why, okay? If you look at this Luka Doncic card, like, pay close attention to him, okay? Now, I'm going to flip it around so you can see the picture better. All right? Does that person look familiar to anyone else? Anyone? Maybe he's like on the screen right next to me. Yeah?
Nice.
No? Okay.
Oh no, you muted. Josh got muted.
Why did you go to that game by yourself?
Yeah, I know. I was begging Christina to go. And she was like, I'm just not interested. And she was like, if there's a chance I could get on a card, I don't want it.
Okay, no. So this is the finals. He's playing, like, here's the Celtics kid. 6th man of the year this past year. Pritchard, I think his name is. And I don't care, Celtics. But okay, I am right here next to Christopher. And he got on the card and I didn't. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I still like it.
Because what happened was we were not sitting in our normal seats for that game. And I just I like to sit on the edge on the aisle. And then when everybody's standing up, which is pretty much a whole finals game, I always feel like I'm blocking people behind me. So I'm actually standing in the aisle.
Yep.
Which
Fire
may be
hazard. Nice.
a hazard of a different type. Yeah. So like that's why I'm in it and she's not. It's because I'm spilling into the aisle.
So you're
Right.
committing a crime on that card.
Yeah, a fire hazard.
It's Menendez brothers tier. All right.
Was this game 4 or game 3?
This was
3.
game 3, and we know
Ugh.
because we didn't have the right seats for this game.
Yeah, exactly.
And Chris doesn't look happy.
No,
That as well. Yeah.
I was not great on that day.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Christina, for those mail days. How many of those do you have?
I have 4 currently. Well,
Yeah.
I have 3 and you have 1, but like I stole yours.
For those wondering, there are no parallels to that, and that is an image variation. So
Yes.
it's just one. It's just that version. That's it.
Yep. It's just the
Okay.
base.
All right. Now I'll do my mail day quickly. I have a 4-card mail day, and we're gonna do them by letter. Letter C.
Oh, why am I the only one who comes? Okay.
Letter D. Letter R. And T for Tina.
So now you have ACD.
So now I have A, C, D, R, and T. Here's A, if anybody was wondering. A few people DM'd me because I posted one to my Instagram story, and then and I had also posted this one, and people were like, "Why did you grade it with Beckett?" I probably got like an outraged DM from 5 or 6 people, like, "Why would you grade that with Beckett?" I was like, "No, it's a different card." There's 23 of them total, and there's 5 of them. So
That remind me again. So there's only the 1 of 1 parallel and the base, right?
Yep.
There's no-
And a bronze out of 100.
Right. Got it.
Yeah. Yes. So if you have others,
I know where
It's
another
not-
one is.
it's not difficult to figure out what I'm trying to do here. Where?
MK has one.
Yeah, I know. He posted his today. I thought he was just so cool.
Which letter is
He was
this?
trolling.
W.
You. He has
His
W.
last.
He has the last one.
Oh, you guys have the bookends.
Yes, we do. He's already offered to trade me for this one. Trade me because this uses the PMG championship photo.
What did he offer you?
W and maybe and he has 2 certified 1 of 1 Jokic's. So he offered me the 2 certified 1 of 1 Jokic's and W.
Oh, that's a good trade.
Well, I said no, but you can send me W for free.
I'm sure that would over well.
Oh, I think I start that's called anchoring, where I start the negotiation at the price that I want, and then we'll meet in the middle.
How's that going for you?
Well, he's anchored. All right, shall we get into the topics?
Michelle,
Okay.
I'm numb to your MJ 1 of 1 mail day. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be really hard. I've had to sell cards last week. I need to sell more cards. I'm probably going to bring some to the National to sell or something too. But it's going to be hard to recreate this last month of activity. It's going to be I'm already crashing off of my sugar high.
I look forward to seeing half your PC in repacks.
Yeah. I have a smart Alger markup, but I'm going to save it. This is progress. First topic up today from Mick Wildcat. If you were president, how would you confront the terror threat from the Taliban? How can we rid the basketball world of this bloodthirsty organization? That's coming from an OKC fan.
And the terrorism would be that he pretends to have calf injuries?
the terrorism of 0 for 6?
He looked exactly the same.
Yeah. Well, last
They're
year
like, Simmons was like, he's a decoy. I was like, what game are you watching? He was like blowing by guys.
Yeah. No, he does. He looked the same in game 5. Just he has games like that sometimes where he just doesn't score. Just happens. Like 8 Pacers are averaging 10 points or more in the finals. Like it's just not a one-man show. Like sometimes he doesn't need to score for them to win games.
Yeah, they are a really fun offense to watch. That ball is just moving, man.
Yeah. So you're saying he should be more worried about maybe what, I don't know. I can't come up with on the spot like a McConnell something.
No, I think that he caught him off guard with them thinking he was injured, so they like changed their
Yeah.
game plan and it completely backfired. And I think they got one over on him. I think they played a little gamesmanship and kicked their butts.
Yeah, it was a win-win. They got the gamesmanship angle out of it. People did believe that Halliburton was hurt because he was so unproductive in Game 5.
Right.
But also they got to cover up for him and like avoid 72 hours of media talking about how bad he was because they said he has this injury. So it covered a number of bases. All right, next up from the Bouvier. If the Pacers win and Siakam wins Finals MVP, which would give him 2 championships with 2 different teams, where does he rank?
Somewhere in the Jaylen Brown range. I don't know.
Yeah. I think there's maybe a reach for a Kawhi comp here. Would you be ready to do that?
No way.
No.
I was looking at before the game last night. I was looking at MVP odds, and I was staring at the Siakam MVP odds because it's like they win this home game, and then it's a coin toss in Game 7, and if they win, I think Siakam would probably get MVP. Like it was like 1,500 or plus 1,500 or whatever it was.
Yeah. I think you're right about that.
That was the best because Shea was like minus 600 or
For sure. Okay, from Tiger Jordan 311. Rank the Jaylens. Williams, Brunson, and Brown.
We thinking career this season?
How about which one, if they were all available to sign to a 5-year max contract to your team right now, which one are you signing this offseason?
I'd have to like dig in more, but probably I'm not a big Brunson as my best player kind of guy. I like bigger players. So I'd probably go Brown, Williams, Brunson. But I know Brunson has like the best analytics and stats.
Yeah. I think the best player right now is Brunson. Brunson, I think, is the one guy who's clearly the best player on his own team.
Yep.
And I think Jaylen Brown is a Finals MVP. He's already cemented as an all-time great player. But Jalen Williams, I think, is the one of all those 3 who has maybe the most upside over the next 5 years. So
he's only in his 3rd year.
Yeah, he's 21 or something like that, right?
He was good in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
He had a 40 burger.
Yep. So I'm probably going first Jalen Williams, then I'm taking Brunson, and then I'm taking Jaylen Brown. But you can't go wrong. I'd take any of those guys on the Lakers next year.
Yeah, they're all really good players and young too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, from Jake Sports Cards. Ideally, going to the National every year on every day would be perfect. But if I could only go for 1 or 2 days, which days should I go and why? I will be looking for booth 2323 by the exits.
Nice. This might surprise people. I think most people probably say Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to say Thursday and Friday. I like it a little bit less jam-packed. And you kind of get like hopefully a better selection of cards that haven't been picked over. That's my answer.
Yeah, Wednesday is the first day, right?
It's like a half day, yeah.
Half day.
Yeah.
If I had to pick only 2 days that I could go for me, or like if us as a card letter group, like Josh, me, you, Christina, and Nick or something, like if like the 4 of us could only go for 2 days, I would actually pick Wednesday and Thursday.
Yep, I would too.
Yeah. Why?
Because again, it's like just like less people and we can just kind of hang out. But Thursday, I was thinking for everyone else, I'd probably suggest Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I think so too, because you want to have at least one day of like the overwhelming thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the guy that goes to the movie theaters on like Tuesday afternoon versus, like Friday night or whatever.
Yeah. Well, the other great thing about Wednesday is like you have a shot at maybe seeing a few booths before they've been picked over.
Yep. That's usually when the dealers are making dealer to dealer deals.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. You you have one of those epic stories of all hobby history from one of those early moves. Do you want to tell that story briefly?
It was like 10 minutes. No, it was before they opened. It was like only dealer badges people were in there. There was like 40 people on the entire floor, and I was walking around and I saw MJ PMG Championship, and I was like, "What's the price?" And he said the price, and I said, "Done." And it was like it was like a 1-minute deal.
It's so funny when they open it up to the public and everybody just starts running towards PSA's booth.
It's funny that the price of that compared to what it is today is like the only reason I bought it back then is because I really felt that those MJs were just really good long-term pieces, great value. And now they're just so expensive. I couldn't even get close to affording it.
Yeah, that was so crazy. That was back when you were on Facebook Messenger and you just sent a picture of it.
Is this card any good?
I was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. All right. Slabnomics says, is the sports card ecosystem a hobby or a market? Man,
I've been feeling this question. What about you?
What do you mean?
Just like the Fanatics Fest just kind of gets me in this vibe. Gets me in the vibe of this question where it's like it feels like the people that are in charge of marketing and presenting our hobby don't think it's a hobby. I'll say it like that.
That's a super interesting way of putting it. Okay. This question suddenly makes so much more sense in the context of Fanny Fest.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was going to have like a technical answer to this question where I was going to be like, well, there is a market, but the only reason the market operates is because it's a hobby that people are passionate about and people really want the items, which creates a market.
I think people feel like asking you and me this question gives them a safe space to like vent a little bit.
Yeah.
So we kind of get some of these every week.
And then them asking it gives us a safe space to vent a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why. Looks like I forgot to log out of my Slabnomics account here.
Like that whole Fanatics Fest is like a sports fan fest, but the majority of people being drawn into it are because the majority of it, the show floor, is like sports cards and dealers, and the thing that always draws all of us to these things is the cards, right? The rows and rows of cases of cards. But then we're forced to look at the videos, which is just like Tom Brady wrestling Eli Manning and just silly celebrity stuff that is not card adjacent.
Tom Brady stock up or down after day one of Fanny Fest?
This guy has a lot of time to dedicate to celebrity appearances.
That's his job now, is going around and being famous.
I prefer the MJ on a fishing boat vibe.
You also have to remember that he divorced his billionaire wife. So like he's not.
He's on the prowl at the show looking for a new mate.
No, he's not. I think he's just like he's not living the life that you're accustomed to living because she was the more rich one where money was like not even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's retired. He has to be a little more frugal. So call up your billionaire friend, Michael Rubin, and he's like, oh, we'll fly you out to New York. You'll stay for the weekend.
Do you think it's Tom calling Rubin, or you think it's Rubin calling in Tom?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
You'll wrestle Eli awkwardly.
Yeah, like that's just weird to me.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe some people enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, though, you should probably take a minute to like look at yourself in the mirror and think about why you enjoyed it so much.
Okay, quick question. Go ahead.
I would be happy that that's going on because it's like all you people over there looking at that. Now I can look at cards in peace and like have space to walk around.
Yeah, exactly. We would all be over there in the card show portion.
Yeah, I had a friend send a picture, and like the aisle where she was like super packed. Shout out Lauren, because someone was there. Brace someone. Harper Young. I don't remember. I don't care. But like some athlete was like across the aisle, and like no people could get to the card booth, like the table that she was at, because everyone was crowding around to see what this athlete was doing. And it's like, it's cool, but at the same time, I would just get annoyed the whole time.
You're like, Tom, can you just like move out of my way?
Yeah, like, can you get out of the freaking aisle, please, so I can look at cards? Like,
and it's not just them, it's like their 7 security guards, which then draws attention of people to see what it is. And
the security guards is it's a bit much.
yeah,
they could just like wear a mustache. Nobody would know who they were. It's fine.
Are there more people there with or without security guards?
Well, the problem with wearing a mustache and being incognito, Josh, is like they don't get attention.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They want this. They have
They
the
do.
security guards for the purpose of drawing attention.
Reminding people that these are the important ones.
Yeah.
Maybe I would take a security guard or two.
His name
Would
is
you?
South.
Have you, Christina? So you've seen pictures from Lauren. Have you seen any other content from the show?
I've like scrolled through Instagram, but pretty much everything that I see, I just keep. I'm just like,
Okay.
everything I've been seeing has not been anything about cards. So I just like am immediately no.
Okay. Josh, how much content have you seen from the show so far?
I saw a picture of Rodman with Justin, and that was
Yeah.
about the only time I was like, dang.
Yeah.
And then I am a sucker for a really nice convention center with high ceilings, so I'm jealous of.
Yeah. The Javits Center's nice. All that glass too.
Yeah, I wish we could have that.
Yeah, I did hear that Wi-Fi was really spotty today.
Shocking.
Like it would go in and out. Like 1 minute it'd be like
What about the AC?
everything fine. What?
Tell me the AC was terrible.
Oh no, I don't. No one mentioned the AC. So
Which would you rather have, AC or Wi-Fi?
AC.
Hmm.
You're in New York City in
New
the
York.
summer.
I asked this question for a reason.
It's
Both of you and
yeah.
people in the chat who are not there, if you want. You really don't have to. In fact, don't do it. Don't even think about answering this if you're in the chat. If you answer this, you're banned. What is your FOMO score? Having seen things so far today, what is your FOMO score? 10 being a maximum FOMO, and 1 being you are thrilled that you're not there.
10 is like I'm looking at Google Flights.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I'm at a 0.
All right, people in the chat can answer. Christina, you're at a 0.
Yeah.
So you would rather be dead than there.
No, I just like I have like I'd rather be where I am. Like, thank you.
Okay. Because I gave you a scale, but you broke it.
I want to hear yours first.
Mine, 3.
Oh,
3,
okay, yeah.
because I really do not. I went last year and I saw a lot of the celebrity stuff, and I don't care at all. I remember like accidentally, my brother and I accidentally bumped into some people as we were trying to get around the 40-40 club thing that was just plopped in the middle, and like people got aggressive against us, and like it was just wild. But so I don't care about that at all. But we diffused the situation very professionally. But I do. I always have a FOMO of like, is there a card there that I need? There's a lot of dealers in there. What am I missing? So I have the FOMO of like missing out on a relatively large gathering of dealers, especially because it's in New York and there's really not a lot of big shows in New York. What about you?
Well, I wish I could have seen footage of this skirmish.
There might be footage, because the reason why we accidentally bumped into somebody is partially because we were carrying a bunch of camera equipment. Some of it maybe was turned on. I don't know.
Like I imagine them like bumping into you without seeing you first and be like, "Hey," and then turning and be like, "Never mind."
Yeah. Well, this was a very agitated group of people because they were like at the tail end of this hundreds and hundreds of person long line waiting to try and get into the 40/40 clubs. You can stand inside of this like makeshift wooden box and maybe get a glimpse of Jay-Z.
This was like their nightclub inside the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say a 5 just because I didn't go last year and same reason. It's like yours plus I haven't been.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say a 1 because that's on the scale. But like it was fun last year, I guess. But like it wasn't about cards. Like I was only there for the cards. So
Yeah. I bought a card there last year. Dan says the dealers have high stickers trying to make the table fee. Yeah. That's the problem that everybody's going to have with a show like that coming into New York is like you're already in the hole just off of the flights and the hotels and the Ubers and the everything.
yeah, plus you have like isn't there a congestion fee? So like you can't even like drive. You'd have to take the subway. Like I think Ubers like charge that now.
I might
back
support
from the
that.
airport.
I might support that.
I mean, it's fine, but like you have like a couple Zion cases. You're not trying to get on the fucking subway in New York City. I'll tell you that.
Did they use the proceeds they got from the congestion fee to clean up the city or no?
No.
Shocking.
Oh, I have 3 sarcastic remarks that I'm saving.
Why?
Why are you saying? What do you? Yeah. What do you?
I don't
this is
know.
a-
I'm
Yeah.
saving. I'm saving
I'm sorry.
sarcastic remarks.
Josh, when he says stuff like this, like he doesn't have anything funny in his head. He's just saying that.
No.
He's trying
He's
to be like
withholding.
smart. Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
you're trying. You're trying to get
No.
it out.
It was
There's
like the
nothing
second-
there. Ignore him.
He led the show with this too.
Yeah, I heard that. I went to go get my cherry soda.
Yeah, I was like, got
Oh,
something
that
to
looks
say.
good. You should bring me one of those.
Do you want me to bring you one?
No.
Okay. I would. It is good.
Well, go ahead, Josh.
No, I just really wanted to know what you had to say earlier because I was gonna be ready for a second comeback.
I was just gonna make some joke about sending money overseas.
Oh. I thought you were gonna joke about how I haven't had a mail day. I was like, just bring it on.
No. I would never belittle another man's mail day account.
Kick a man when he's down.
Dude, I'm fresh off like a 6-month mail day drought. I was on eBay forcing Jokic inserts.
What do you guys think of this optic contenders
Yeah, dude, that's where I was at. Like
variation?
I was scraping the barrel.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. This got a lot of play when I put it to my story. From Eighth Wonder Cards, should any sports card really cost more than the average American home? Parentheses $367,000.
How many homes do you estimate are in America?
Oh man,
Oh, I know. Let's ask.
great
ChatGPT.
question. I mean, my zag to this right away is why does a home cost $367,000?
My question was, where can I buy a home for $360,000?
Well, you can buy them.
There's 131 million households.
That's households, though. Some
Yeah,
people
I
have
mean-
multiple houses, like Bernie Sanders.
That includes that.
socialist.
That includes that. That includes that.
That includes his 5 houses.
Yeah, it includes occupied homes and seasonal for sale rent homes.
Hey, take it easy on Bernie.
Well, I'm just sorry. If you're a freaking socialist, you shouldn't have 5 homes for yourself. You should open them up for the public.
He's a socialist, but he knows he's in a capitalist world.
Yeah, he's just playing by the rules.
He's just playing by the rules.
Okay,
Okay.
my point was
The
before I
market
got
cap
to-
is very high in houses.
yes, and there's only how many Luca Prism Blacks are there and LeBron logo man? You know what I mean? Like 1 versus
Ooh.
130 million. This is easy.
Undervalued.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good.
Dude, I can get a house whenever I want. They're everywhere. There's 130 million. The supply is endless.
So, what do you think the poll result was? How many people said that no card should cost more than the average American home of $367,000?
How many people?
It got
I'll say
150 votes.
Was that a flex?
No. 148 to be precise.
Did you pay for poll answers?
And I put 80 of those votes on there.
I'd say 75% said it should cost. There should be a card that costs more.
Yeah, 66%.
Here's
So that means 34% said no. 34% said there's no sports car should cost more than the average American home price.
Here's a take. If you don't believe there should be a card worth more then what are you doing in the hobby? Just go do something else. Go be a realtor.
Or a
Well, that
flipper,
okay. Thank
like
you.
a
Okay,
house
because
flipper.
is that sort of like what's like buried underneath this question is like why would anybody spend 370 grand on a card if you could buy a house for that much? Is that the idea? Like if like it's way better to spend the money on a house if you're talking that amount?
Yeah, this comes out of the content where it's like cards are awesome, guys, but you shouldn't put it before your home and your family and your car. That type of content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that content. I don't live that way.
What is that? Like prudence content?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a cardboard radical.
Yeah.
I may or may not have emptied my entire bank account a few times for cards, and
You may still be in debt.
I may. No one knows, but like,
Don't worry, Bernie will save you.
yeah, he'll save me.
Yeah.
He'll write off those student loans and whatever.
But
But
there's
yeah,
like
like-
a modesty behind this question that's good too, right? Like we can say that. No. Can we give
No.
this question anything?
Here's why I scoff at it, because the idea that there's not a single card out there that should cost more is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, the should of it all, right?
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
okay, sure. Should I, if the question was like, should you spend 367,000 on a card for yourself if you had the money instead of a house? That's a better question.
Right. Yeah.
To which I say maybe, because you have to pay property taxes on that house every fucking year. You don't actually own it. You own that card outright.
Mm.
Once I pay 360 for my card, no one's coming back every year being like, give me more money or I'm going to take that card back from you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Cards are so much easier to hold as an asset to make money with than a house. You got to maintain it. You got to deal with rental companies. You got to deal with the tenants. It's a mess.
Yeah. Ragnar DM'd me as soon as this question went up and he said they misspelled shitbox.
Fan of the show.
So okay,
Zing.
enough.
Go next.
I don't love like okay, here's my little bit of pet peeve with this type of question.
Yeah.
Giving respect to the sentiment behind it, which is somebody's just trying to say something sensible. Like this is a lot of money for a sports card, which is like obviously a sensible, modest, reasonable thing to say generally. The thing that's the should of it all is like, I don't know. I need to know more about what he's asking. Because if this is saying like this is just way too much for any sports card to be worth, that's one thing. But if he's saying like, well, like a house is a better investment or something, like if it's like an investment debate topic, that's a little bit different. I don't know. I wasn't really moved either way. To me, the more people who say no card should be worth that much, the better, because cheaper cards.
This is your current
The
lane
cheaper
right now.
cards, Zag. Yeah.
This is your lane where you like want everyone to hate the hobby.
Yeah. Well, we have an amazing question coming up from Publius on this. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go right to the Publius question.
I really like the next question though.
Sorry.
I'm on.
Well,
I
no,
have
can we
this-
save it? Can we just save it?
Just
Or no,
really
no,
want
okay,
to.
let's do it. Let's do it. Cardfather 13. We'll get to Publius. Of all people, Publius can wait. Do you agree with that?
No, but
I
I
agree
just
with
really I want to occupy the Shadur Sanders hate lane. I want to be the
Dude,
flag bearer.
I want that lane.
No, it's my because the whole Colorado thing drove me nuts, and I'm ready to go.
All right, let's go. From the Cardfather 13, do any NFL rookies have your eye as a potential prospect to collect? And for me, it is Shadur Sanders.
He's trash. He's gonna be terrible. He's already speeding down the highway, getting pulled. He's trash. He's gonna be the biggest bust.
So he's like in a 4-way competition to start for the Browns, something like that, right?
Oh wow. He's the second rookie drafted by the Browns. That's a good start. He thought he could like force his way to a specific team because his dad's been pumping him up all these years, and then people are like, they called his bluff, and
I forgot about the draft slide.
he built a room in his basement for the draft to film it and put like his nickname all over the wall. It's just, I can't wait to occupy this lane by myself.
And it's not like he needs the money. It's not like we're laughing at the misfortune of somebody who could have been coming into life-changing money here. Like, he's from an incredibly wealthy family. His dad is rich beyond comprehension. I also hear like he doesn't have arm strength, and he's not quick, and he doesn't process very fast.
You're gonna be on the pro Shedeur Sanders if I keep going.
The forced zag, where like if one guy zags so hard one way, then just the other guy has to go the other way.
Let me look at the full list. This isn't a Shedeur Sanders thing. So Cam Ward, how do we feel about that?
I don't know. David says Cam Ward is a fucking machine.
I just don't know. It's just so hard to predict these young quarterbacks, you know, like I would say if you can avoid the hype for a while, and it's like, don't buy the NTs at a 99 for a while. If it, you know, unless it's like your favorite player ever and the 101, you have one shot at it. I would be just, this whole offseason is like, it's mostly going to be second year guys, but like this every year, this just keeps happening. They just pump the quarterbacks and everyone gets destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, we had one off season in the recent past where like Kellen Mond was the main pump.
Dude, whatever happened to Desmond Ritter? How'd that work out? Sam Howell. These guys aren't even on the roster. Like every single one they pumped. Kenny Pickett. Every single one that whole offseason is like not even in the league anymore.
If anybody is like thinking Jaden Daniels is going to be like a regular thing where like a rookie quarterback goes to a mediocre to bad team and takes them to the conference championship and like is a top 5 quarterback statistically, that almost never happens. So
are we even sure that Jaden Daniels hasn't already peaked?
No, we're not. So, all right, that's good. All right, you got the Shedeur lane.
Publius.
What about Publius?
Just go. I'm reading it.
His pattern recognition skills are excellent.
I'm reading his comment.
All right. Okay. So this
I'm reading Publius. You said you wanted to do Publius.
No, I know. Publius is coming up next. I'm just laughing about how Drake is the one getting bumped for Publius.
You just delete him.
Oh shit, it's gone. No. All right, Drake, you're getting bumped back 2 spots. Don't worry. Saw Drake in the chat earlier. Drake is a great man. All right, first though, Publius. Publius 13 says sellers will occasionally partner with mercenaries, capitalized, okay, who relentlessly plug emoji items. Seller is auctioning in an attempt to drive the sale price higher. Oh, I see what he's doing with the caps. He's denoting proper nouns. This isn't advertising by the auctioneer or a friend dropping a link for exposure. This is different, and you know it when you see it. My question is, does a similar service exist for buyers and collectors who want to drive prices down? And if not, should there be? Is one more or less proper than the other? Performance-based commissions would be interesting. For example, you set an expected price of $50K and offer to pay 10% of any amount the deflator is able to keep the item below. Thoughts? So like there are intermediaries, hobby companies that sell cards on behalf of people with marketplaces, and then part of that service sometimes involves like promoting those cards actively. And Publius is saying that's great for the seller, not so great for the buyer. So what about buyers who identify a card that they want and they want somebody to drive the price down rather than up? And we'll call them a deflator.
This is like Pac Nicholson level of creativity. I like this one.
Very, very creative. Very creative. He even came up with the name of the deflator, which I think works.
Yeah, it
I
does.
think that's good. And obviously, it's worth the money. The proof's in the pudding there. If this is a performance-based commission, somebody drives a 50K card down to 45, and you have to pay them $500, but you still saved 4,500. But what about this? Okay, here's my whataboutism. What about the fact that this could cause lasting damage to the card? What if the deflator strikes the card with such a direct blow that you even start not wanting it anymore?
You have to pay like a down payment to the deflator.
Would you employ a deflator?
Well, we're about to announce our new hobby company, Card Deflator.
What would it take? What skills are required to be a good deflator?
I don't know. I have nothing clever to say.
You can't deflate the deflator.
Just be like, look who else owns this card, and just start posting people you don't like. And
Oh, that's good. That's one of the most powerful deflations. Is like, do you really want to own the same card this guy does?
you just like do the opposite of what you do. You just start posting like their advanced stats that are bad, and
Come up with like a new metric that's just like says this guy sucks.
yeah, this guy's like the third worst at free throw rate in the fourth quarter. You really want this?
MK has been a bit of a deflator lately.
Oh, the poison,
The mountain of toxicity,
right?
starring Luka, McDavid, Otani, and Mahomes. I mean, that's a deflation if there ever was one.
I just can't imagine why Caitlin Clark is not on that list.
Well, there's only 4 heads on Mount Rushmore.
Well, she has 0 championships and Mahomes has 3, so there's a trade you can make.
There is a trade. All right. Perimeter Collectibles had a somewhat related observation. I am noticing certain consigners regularly spread misinformation to benefit their clients' auctions with no consequences whatsoever. Whether intentional or not, what can we do as a hobby to hold this behavior accountable?
This is like saying, this is like the rarest card ever, and it's not, or we're just making stuff up.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have particulars, so that's where it gets a little tough. Like, what is the name? Is it an artful promotion that like emphasizes certain things and ignores others? Like, is it a lie by omission, or is this like a straight up like Josh said, like this is being claimed to be an out of 10 and it's out of 100?
Well, you're currently in the mindset of like, how do we make the hobby less popular? So what's like your what's that angle say about this?
How can we use this to drive people out of the hobby? Like a guy who really wants to shrink the hobby is, how do you think he's looking at Fanatics Fest content today? Do you think he's like, yeah, nobody wants, this looks terrible? Or do you think he's like, this might bring a bunch of, like, you remember when Gary Vee first came into the hobby and it brought in like 1,000 garage sale experts?
Yeah.
And then I think flipping cards.
Yeah, I think the person that's thinking about actively trying to shrink the hobby isn't doing it in like a direct way. They're doing it like Russiagate style. Like they're trying to like spread the disease from within, like infiltrate the social media of the other country.
What's the dossier equivalent here?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that person, you're trying to like sneakily just drop stuff and watch them divide. Watch the divide happen. Like, oh yeah, breaks are good and repacks are the best. Look at all this repack content, guys. It's wholesome.
All right. From Drake's PC. In your opinion, what causes collectors to change their collecting habits? As examples, I see people who had no previous interest in in-person autographs on cards become interested in them. And I see people who weren't interested in kabooms starting to collect them. Do you think it is solely based on the individual, or do you think there are external factors such as increased valuations of the player or the type of card that are more the reason?
Well, he's not talking about us because he's talking about IP autos and kabooms.
Ready to reveal your new kaboom with an IP auto? Is that your next mail day?
If I ever had a Kaboom IP auto, you should assume AI is like the Terminator's real, or
It's a clone, basically. It's a body
send
double.
send help immediately.
if you show up with a Kaboom with an in-person autograph, I'm gonna assume you have more body doubles than Biden did in the end. All right. Well, what do we say here?
I thought you were holding back tonight. Now
You guys are like started accusing. You guys baited me into revealing.
Well, people come to the show for the zingers, dude. Come on.
Someone's gonna be listening to this in their car and be like, "Did he just say a Biden body double? What does that mean?"
Is that a good impression?
Yeah, it was amazing. Okay.
It's the easiest.
Have you seen Adam Ray do Biden on those? Like,
Yeah.
Yo, it's so good. It's amazing.
I watched the Netflix one and I was dying, dude. It was so good.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I might need to watch some new Kill Tonys tonight.
Did you see the Netflix one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that better or worse or the same as his regular show?
It was a little more like dressed up and puffed up. The Ordinary
figured
Show. Yeah.
They pulled out their favorite guys or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we got to do a Biden, a Trump, a RFK. We got to do all the funny ones.
Yep. Oh yeah, Shane Gillis's Trump is just unbelievable. It's so
Yeah,
good.
the Elon. They had everybody at all the major.
Oh, yeah, they had Elon too. Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
I thought Joe was like the least interesting person on the whole. He just sat there.
Yeah. The first ever Joe Trump one, which was like before the real Joe even dropped out of the race, was.
Oh, sorry, I meant Joe Rogan. Sorry, I should have.
Oh, Joe. Yeah, he's terrible on those panels. And his stand-up isn't anything to write home about in general.
Yeah.
No offense, Joe. I couldn't do stand-up, so.
He's like, I own the place. I don't have to talk.
Yeah. Joe's got that podcasting lane.
We didn't even get close to answering this question.
Oh yeah.
Like a 5-minute detour on Joe Biden.
Well, look, there's something interesting here about how like everything we like is influenced by what we see other people doing. Like we wouldn't be collecting cards if it wasn't for other people. If it wasn't for other people, we'd be feral animals in the woods. We are socialized. Come on up, Christina. I saw you make that face.
But he's talking about like them pivoting, like actively saying, I don't like something and now I do. I think he's trying to get at that mindset.
Yeah, he is. Right. Yeah, exactly. So and there's a FOMO dimension to this, right? Like, are people FOMOing into cards that maybe they don't like naturally, but they think have,
Well, you and I didn't like mem autograph cards, and now we've got a few. Does that count?
Yeah, I'd say a few is an understatement, at least in your case.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of like,
did you ever not like mem autos?
Dude, big time. I have people that will tell you at the 2018-19 National that will like make fun of me actively and be like, dude, you said you would never buy a jersey auto. You thought they were silly, because I came at that time. It was like, what the heck? Cards aren't supposed to be thick and inserted with jerseys and stuff. This is ridiculous. Cards when I was a kid are shiny and paper.
Yeah. Well, I used to be like, you could probably go find some old House of Jordans podcasts where I'm just trashing Panini cards.
Oh, yeah. See, exactly. Here we go.
Yeah, like just trash. I'm just like, the designs of the 90s,
Yeah, exactly.
This can't hold a candle.
So what would you say is the number one reason you came around on Panini? And you can't say the players in the Panini era.
Well, that was a factor. I don't know. Just because like I don't know. It really kind of does almost seem to boil down to just like, well, I was collecting 90s cards and I liked 90s cards and I was buying 90s cards and I felt very strongly about them and I hated everything else. And then I don't know. I honestly, I think it did turn when I just started collecting it. Like I have a player that I'm collecting and all of a sudden it's like, oh, these aren't so bad. And then, oh, these are awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we were probably used to like the structure of the serial numbering from the 90s and like having one parallel, for example, and then we were taken aback by the 700 parallels, and it's just easy to make fun of that. But then you start to realize, well, there's actually a one of one, and I could just make choice myself, and I can ignore the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, like the 90s has like a lot of like, I don't know, mythology to it, or like we have Jean McLeod, and like you have that interview with her, and she's our artist of some of the most beautiful 90s cards, and she talks about the process, that how she worked with her husband to design these, and this was a time of multiple companies competing against each other, and it's this whole competition is good thing, and like there's a whole narrative behind why 90s cards are awesome, and it's just easy to get on board with that.
The 90s nostalgia for us, our era is strong.
Exactly. From the Card Father 13, if you could make one change as the commissioner of the NBA for the next season, what would it be and why? Christina, if you have one, go ahead.
Yeah. One, I'm actually enforcing flops get text.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a rule. That's an actual rule already.
That's a rule that they don't enforce, though.
It's a good one. You only get one, though. You only get one thing here. One change. And if you say enforcing the flop tech, I think that's a great answer.
Okay.
Yep.
If I only get one, then I'll use that.
Yep.
That covers up a lot of your issues all in one.
Yeah.
That one, right? The incentive-based approach is always good.
That one irks me so bad, like when I'm watching games.
Josh, I'm terrible at questions like this. I can never do this.
I love questions like this. I love them, but I want to give 6 answers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We'll just start with one.
Well, my gut says, like, I don't know how to do this, but Christina had a more succinct way to get what I want, which is less fouls. I just don't want fouls. And this isn't like a Shea thing. I'm not trying to make this into like a specific thing. Just in general, when I'm watching a game and there's not a lot of fouls, I just enjoy it more. The flow, it's mostly like the flow gets stopped, and like then I have to hear about it in media. I just don't like any of it. I just wish there was less, and maybe Christina's fixes it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. If the tech foul was enforced,
it's a great rule.
It's a great rule. It's just not enforced. Just like, you know what else is enforced is the lane violation rule.
Yeah. Like when they did the clear path foul and then the take foul, those were immediately resolved, and they were great rule changes. We saw them, they enforced it, and that's completely gone from the game, and it's amazing. So why didn't the tech flop do the same thing?
Because they don't use it. The refs don't call it.
What do you think about the rim goaltend thing? Is that
raising the rim to 12 feet?
No. Where once the ball hits the rim, you can pull it off the rim.
Oh, the FIBA rule?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
What, do you have any other rules?
No, I suck at I can't even, like, my mind can't even get into this position to like answer this.
I love being in positions of commissioner power, so I love it.
Yeah. My whole zag is just like taking things as they are and then analyzing it as it is. But like imagining a better world is just something that I don't know. It's just my brain isn't programmed to do it.
It's funny to see you in that position because you have so many great opinions and you've got all these theories, and then we're like, how would you fix it? And you're like,
I'm like, oh, I turn into Adam Ray being Joe Biden.
Yeah, you they're like, just give us one solution. You have all these, you've done this research, you've gotten the white paper, you have a slide deck. Where's your solution? You're like, solution? I have no idea.
I know. I just like freeze horribly. There's a puddle under my chair. I'm so nervous right now. All right. From Sweat 47. Have you ever purchased a card out of spite? Am I Larry David? And then like I asked him like a few details, and like he was just like, well, just kind of imagine like outbidding a competitor like to get a card, and that was like your main motivation, was like you want the card too, but like you're you're outbidding somebody else. Like that's a big motivation behind it.
Then you just like go live and rip it in half or something.
I guess that could be
Well,
part 2.
That might make vintage collectors want it even more.
Yeah. Oh,
I've done this.
Guess who's
Like
back?
so like it I guess like I had like a budget in mind and I was like, okay, this is the cap that I'm gonna do for this auction. And then when I find out like who the other person I'm bidding against is, I'm like, well, I don't want you to have it, so my budget is now non-existent. Like I'm gonna keep bidding this until I win it.
okay, that's good. That's good, but
You're
I
like-
think that's a lesser version of what the question asker had in mind.
It's like the U.S. debt ceiling.
Well, no, because it is like I'm like, I want this card, but like reasonably, this is what the card is worth. And then I find out who also is after this card, and I'm like, fuck it, there is no budget. I'm now
Pube-
the US government printing money.
Pube said, I bought a Maxi Green out of 5 just so someone else can't find
Yeah,
it.
he probably did.
Put that,
That's
put that up on the front here. That's a good one.
that's the Brendan Ryan says maybe we should call it the hate bid. I mean that's the epitome of the spite buy. What if like Christina, what if you've just caused 5 spite buys and like that's literally where all 5 are, just 5 people quietly knowing that they're denying you the card and enjoying it.
Look,
I just
go ahead.
I can't believe that card hasn't been found.
I know. If
Fucking
like, let's be honest, if until right this moment is like the moment where I pissed you off enough for you to buy that card and hide it from me, you're not paying attention.
Oh, zing! The Spite Queen. The Sprite King.
well, at this point, whoever's withholding that is making it worse for me and Chris and Christina.
That's really a spite buy against us.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Let me check eBay. She probably hasn't checked eBay.
Oh, look at that. I wish you could see Christina's face backstage, Cage.
Not funny,
Googling-
Cage.
I'm gonna eBay search this card.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
He's like, have you tried that?
Why haven't I tried there?
What if she's been spelling like neon wrong the whole time and there is a copy just sitting on
Are you
eBay?
kidding? My search includes Cleaver spelled wrong like 4 different ways, and the German translation of Kleba in case someone posts it and then
Don't-
like auto translates it.
Don't say too much more in case there is a spite buyer out there who might copy your ways.
Just saying. Like,
There's not one on eBay. Just
thanks for
Yep.
checking for me, Josh.
there. Would you settle for a Panini Select neon green prism die cut at a 65?
No, I actually have that. I have that whole rainbow right here.
Oh, here comes the PC box. Here it comes. The neon green 2017 Select green die cut maxi. Somebody doesn't know the order of their PC box.
No, I'm trying.
Boom, there it is.
At a
Now we
65.
both have one.
But
right.
I'll show you something you don't have.
An NFT. A top
Nope.
a top shot.
Nope. Nobody has one of those.
Yeah. Sorry.
A pet rock. The ETH rock.
Dude, the ETH rock, that's the one that needs to make the comeback.
It'd be great if that one won. Oh, there's
there
your
you go.
Maxi Black 101. Nice.
Let's check in on the price of ETH rock.
Yeah. I have
Coin
the whole
gecko?
rainbow.
Nice. That's such a cool rainbow.
It is.
Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate your support.
CoinGecko, ETH rock. Crap. They don't have
ETH rock once sold for like 2 million, right?
it.
Yeah. How's mine doing?
How's your pet rock doing?
My ETH rock. How's mine?
Well, I got bad news for CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht.
Oh man, I haven't heard about those in a little while actually.
Over the last 30 days, they are down 15%.
Could be worse.
Be Friends is down 100%.
What? Is it 0?
Well, 97.6. I rounded up for the audience.
Okay.
That's real?
I think that's a buy signal. Buy the dip. Okay. Next question from Vinny Slabarino. Always enjoy the show. Aside from players who have fallen from grace for one reason or another, can you think of a card that was once iconic but no longer is? And if so, what caused it to be iconic? And if not, what would cause a card to no longer be iconic? I don't know. What you guys, if you have any thoughts on this.
The word iconic just puts me in a bad state of thinking.
There is a zag against iconic brewing.
Like, I can't help but think iconic being associated with a card I do not want to own.
Yeah. I
Is
think we're,
that, you know what I'm saying?
I think we're like, I don't think we're there yet as a hobby. I don't even think most collectors would even think that way.
Right.
But like, I see if we're on the hobby highway, I see an off ramp in the future that people can take that takes them off of the iconic highway.
Yeah. Just like the word itself means that a lot of people agree it's great, which means a lot of people potentially could own it, which means there's too many of them and I don't want it.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not gonna like try and take the iconic zag, the anti-iconic zag baton. Like it's not ready to take and run with yet. But the seed, Johnny Appleseed dropped it. And
like Shador Sanders is on the third lap and you're just not ready.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly
I feel you.
right.
I just am stalling because I can't think of a good example.
Yeah, I think this is a really difficult question of a card that once was iconic and no longer. Well, how about this? How about Zion Williamson's Prism base card?
Well, he's saying you can't do the player.
Oh, duh. Yeah, aside from players who have fallen from grace. Okay, so a card that is of. I mean, in order for a card to ever become iconic, it has to be of an all-time great player, more than likely. And then it falls out of favor, not because of anything related to the player, but just because the card itself somehow lost iconic status.
Well, the MJ Fleer went from $1 million to $200K pretty quick.
Yeah, that one took a hit. That one definitely took a hit.
Maybe like Mbappe Prism World Cup.
Yeah. Yep.
Remember how popular that was when we first started?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just saw like Mbappe, his team like just won a championship after he left or something. And he congratulated them.
Have you heard about this kid, this Yamin kid or whatever?
I've heard about his cards.
Yeah.
Yamin Lamal?
The top is in, my friend.
Yeah, don't let Rodman hear you say that.
Does he like him?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know. I can't think of any, Vinny. I can't think of any. To be completely frank. What's that Honus Wagner at right now? Speaking of iconic cards.
Let me pull it up. I like to look now. My favorite thing to look at is going to shop, clicking auction, and sorting by price.
Yep.
The bid is at 3.4 million. Therefore, with BP, it's at 4.15 million, and the reserve, I roll, is not met. My eyes just rolled all the way to the back of my head. I have a disdain for reserves.
Yeah. The reserve is an act of cowardice.
Be a man. Did you see?
Or a woman.
Did you see the Did you see the second highest card with an auction price? Just pull it here. Come my way.
Okay, let's bring you up.
Let me screen share. I'll figure out how to do this one day.
That's all right.
This is good content.
This is great content. Oh, is it from Probstein?
Is it? Oh, is that fake?
No. It's there. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
0
I'm
bits.
gonna add you to
JK.
the stage. Okay.
0 bids, JK.
0. Okay, but still, it's amusing. I think.
It's a cool card.
I'm bringing you up. I'm bringing your screen up.
I was
2015-16 exquisite Connor McDavid RPA Shield patch 1 of 1 BGS 9.5 Auto 10 at auction with a starting bid of $977,777.77.
So someone sent this to Rick and said, "Start this auction at this price," and he said yes.
The only other thing that could have happened is like he owns this card and he's doing this.
Is this
Otherwise,
like his
yeah.
best card?
I wouldn't know. I would think it's got to be close.
He lost again.
He did. Oh, but I made something today. I made a list of hockey's total MVP people.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
ChatGPT did a lot of the work this time. Deep research. And here's the list real quick for anybody who cares. First is Gretzky with 11. Second is Gordie Howe with 6. Tied in third are Lemieux and Bobby Orr with 5. And then tied for 5th place are 4 players, McDavid, Ovechkin, Crosby, and Shore. They each have 4 total MVPs, and then everybody else has 3 or fewer.
So this McDavid has 4 regular season MVPs already?
He has 3 regular season and 1 playoff MVP. He won a playoff MVP despite his team not winning the championship
Last year?
last year.
No, okay, so I don't know hockey, but isn't you said playoff MVP? There's not a finals MVP in
It's
hockey.
a full playoff MVP. Yep.
And isn't there one that's like the guy who scores the most goals as well? Or something like that?
Yeah, there's like a scoring champion award. Yeah.
Okay.
think.
We're
I
not
don't know.
counting that one. We're just
I'm
doing
already-
the playoff MVP and the
Yeah. Just regular season MVP and Conn Smythe. Playoff MVP. The
you
regular
like-
season one is called the Hart and the playoff is called the Conn Smythe.
Do you like that better than the finals MVP?
I would have thought I did, but I don't think I do. I think I like finals MVP better.
Why?
Or Super Bowl MVP. I think I like that better too. Because I just feel like something about the whole playoffs does lead to situations like the guy in the losing team winning it. And there's something unified and nice about the guy in the winning team winning it.
Do you think Curry would have another? He probably
Probably.
would have another one, yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I think there's a chance. What are we looking at here?
MJ PMG championship at 200K pre BP.
Yeah. So what's the BP here? 37%?
Something like that.
Yeah.
How do I delete this? What is this card? Photos? Get this out of here.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, here, you like MJ 101s, right?
I do. Yeah, I saw this. 2000 is like a real
Right.
weird year because it's
Right.
the year before he comes back in a Wizards jersey, and it's like several years removed from his last Bulls season, but it's still within the window of 80-45 through 02-03, which are the seasons that his NBA career spanned, including breaks. Yeah, you get excited about this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
PSA 10? That's ridiculous.
yeah, that's unreal.
There he is.
Let's see it.
I said his name wrong.
Lamine
said-
Yamal. Yeah,
I said Yamin. It's Lamine Yamal.
I might have said Yamin Lamar.
What is he, like 20 years old?
Maybe not even.
Jeez.
Yeah, he might be like 17 or 18, I think.
Didn't this happen a couple years ago with another kid that Rodman was telling us about? What happened to that kid?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It's like QB prospects. They just move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would you, if you had to have $100,000 card of one of these two? Yamin Lamal? Wait, what is it? Lamine Yamal? Lamine Yamal or Caitlin Clark?
Kalen Clark.
Okay.
I don't even know
not
who
even not even a hesitation. I mean, people are saying this kid's like he might be the GOAT.
That's what they said about that's what I just told you. They said that about the last one.
Who was the last kid? I don't remember.
How am I gonna Google this?
Chat GPT. Who was Lamine Yamal before Lamine Yamal?
Lamine Yamal before.
By the way, you're on the screen.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing over here.
Let's go.
Prospect from the same team.
It's the same team too.
I think so.
Okay.
Come on, ChatGPT, get smarter.
Yeah. Ansu Fati.
Yes, thank you. You got it.
That's there. Nice, nicely done. The chat beats ChatGPT.
Is Ansu Fati still good? See, I'm not an idiot.
No, not idiot. The idiot allegations have been beaten.
Ansu Fati's has been very challenging. His season has been very challenging. Injuries, limited game time, his performances have fallen well short. Blah blah blah.
Nicely done.
Nice try, soccer guys. You can't get one over on me with your hype machine moving from one guy to the next.
I'm gonna be sure when I see Rodman at the National, I'm gonna ask him what happened to Fati.
They're like, I never said. I always knew he sucked. All right, go next.
Yeah, we're coming up on the time to wrap things up here.
Thank God.
This one came from JC2 Collects. When you get a silly offer, do you, 1, sit on it and just continue to take higher offers? 2, reject it and comment to them about how horrible they must think the player is to have made such a low offer? Or 3, do you do both? I don't know if you can. How can you do both? How can you reject it and keep it? But I don't know. What do you think?
You can reject it and sit on it.
Reject it and sit on it. Okay.
I don't know. It's a silly bad offer.
Yeah. Gotta be. Yeah. Like a low ball.
Low ball.
Yeah.
I just say LOL.
Yeah. I try not to spend too much time on it.
Insta block.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy.
Which one speaks to you?
Yeah. How about this one?
Well,
JD9 cards. What would Josh do to have the 2003 Ultimate Collection 1 of 1 LeBron?
I would participate in a break. And I would trade my entire collection.
Leather Helmet card says if you had a hobby time machine or could send the Terminator back to erase one thing from the sports card world before it ever existed, what gets Judgment Day'd and why? Would it be comps? Would it be grading companies? Would it be investor bros? Would it be breaks, social media, or would it be something else?
Influencers.
Yeah, that's the low-hanging fruit there.
That's too easy.
No, I think that's it. And then here, I'll do one more. PLB Card says, are there any communities of collectors of modern or ultra modern that don't particularly care about grade? I know that no one wants a badly damaged card, but are there any sets or parallels where most collectors who have a PSA 8 that looks relatively normal would not care about upgrading to a 9 or a 10? I know collectors of 1 of 1s have no ability to upgrade, so I'm asking about things other than that.
Yeah, I think like exquisite collectors don't really care. I personally wouldn't care to upgrade a lot of mine.
Agreed. I think exquisite falls into that camp.
Maybe like gold prism collectors. What do you think?
Maybe.
No,
but there's a big grade premium on those.
True.
Here, what I would say is this: I think I'm going to zag against this question. I think that the grade bashing is understandable because there is subjectivity involved in grading, and experienced collectors who have the ability to assess cards for their eye appeal and their condition can reasonably disagree with some cards being and how they were graded. Some might be overgraded, some might be undergraded. And I think that people can reasonably make that assessment, especially like experienced, seasoned collectors. But I think sometimes like the grade thing, like we're just gonna totally not care about grade at all, and then it bleeds into or it gets conflated with we're not going to care about condition at all. And I'm just not sure that there's any environment where like condition doesn't matter. Like grade is supposed to be assessing condition, and I think most of the time it does a pretty good job. It does an okay job at it. And why would you with any card? Why would you not want one in better condition? Would you ever not want a better patch? Would you ever not want a cleaner autograph? Would you ever not want better centering? Would you ever not want sharper corners and edges? I don't know. I think sometimes like the zag into like I don't care about grade and condition. Sometimes I think it's almost jump the shark. I think sometimes I find myself sometimes being like, well, maybe the grade isn't right on this particular card, but like all things equal, I prefer this card to be in better condition than worse. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh, I love the sec.
Okay. All right. Let's pick a title.
People have moved on from Mbappe as well. Nobody cares about him anymore.
Yeah, I haven't heard about him in quite some time. I think it's really tough to keep visibility in the hobby as like a soccer prospect.
Well, the World Cup is coming to America, so
Invest, #invest.
You better buy before it's too late.
All right.
Yes, I'm on board with your. It makes no sense to not acknowledge grading matters.
Yeah, my zag into condition.
Of course, this has been like the eye appeal stuff, and like
yeah,
it's great. It's great, but
okay,
let's not pretend.
Let's do titles. Are you up here to read the titles? Okay, let's go.
Fire hazard, nice.
Yeah.
Look at cards in peace.
Very topical.
FOMO score. Some of these, okay, sorry, a couple of them weren't actual titles.
Are you sure? Well, too late.
Yeah, it was like a fist bump emojis.
Oh, okay. The
forced zag. Card deflator. Baited into revealing. More body doubles than Biden. Feral animals in the woods. How do I delete this? And idiot allegations have been beaten.
My initial instinct is the fist bump, but it's gone, so I can't. There's no way we can do the body doubles in Biden as much as I would love it.
No, we would get all sorts of weird people clicking in.
You remember like we'd get like the warnings on YouTube, like the anti-COVID ones, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we once had COVID in a title.
This has been flagged as fake news.
Yeah, we once had COVID in a title and we got like shadow banned by that, like for that one.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor instead.
All right.
Oh, here's another one. Kick a man when he's down.
Nice. That's good.
Let me think here.
I'm saving sarcastic remarks.
Oh, yeah.
I have one that jumps out at me.
Okay.
Card deflator?
No, that's a good one though.
Oh, here's a really good one. Christina is correct.
No, that's
I don't think anyone on this show has
Nobody
said
actually said that.
Yeah.
No, but that
Sorry.
did not.
Nice.
That has never been said on these airwaves.
Damn. I thought I could sneak it in. Thanks, Josh. Not Josh 90s. Not Josh. He would never say that.
Go on. Which one stands out?
I haven't and I won't.
What do you mean you won't?
No,
I meant
I would.
the-
He would say Christina is correct. That's why he won't say it now.
Look at Cards in Peace is standing out.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
I also like the emoji.
I like that one too because it's us zagging against Fanatics Fest since we're not there.
I also like baited into revealing because you've been like holding back this whole show and we're trying to bait you.
I can only imagine the thumbnail that Stiff would come up with for that. Look at Cards in Peace. I think I vote on that. Christina, do you want to overrule that as the third co-equal branch of this government?
Am I the Supreme Court?
No, you're Congress.
Oh, yes.
Man.
Yes. That means that we're getting the two good ones.
We're sending your bill back. We're vetoing. All
You're
right.
the one that spends all the money.
I mean, that is true.
Look at Cards in Peace. It is. All right. Nice show. We'll see you guys some other time.
Nice.